Okay, in this quick tutorial for new Blender users, I'll show you how to use the Build Modifier if you're trying to do some animated kind of works like this. I'll show you. So this is 120 frames, and it's nothing more than, let's see, get this going. I'll drop it back down, and it basically follows my trace from the beginning, like this. Who knows what kind of effect you might be trying, but you never know. You just got to know all the tools. Every little bit helps. So this is nothing more than the vertex order is really what counts. For those of you who've seen my Python playlist of tutorials, then I've probably showed you some of those details in there as well. So what happens is when you add something to the scene, let's say I'll put my cursor to the center and I'll just add a plane to the scene. This order in which these vertices are placed in the scene is really what makes a difference. And if you subdivide this plane here like that, well, I actually don't know the order in which these vertices are built into the scene, but I can find it in code, because you can basically, if you look through my Python tutorials, you can cycle through the next vertex in the mesh, and then you'll be able to see which way it is placed into the scene. But sometimes the way I want to be able to work is I want to be able to build it the way I want it built, because if I just take a line, let's take, like, for instance, let me extract a line out of this. I just go get that edge, press P, separate it by the selection so it's a separate object. I leave edit mode, and there I can select it right there. Let me get this back up so you can see it. And then I'll move my origin back to that new object, origin to the geometry. So there I have that new object here. So let's get rid of this. So sometimes when I'm building things for this kind of effect that I was just showing you at the beginning, is I want to be able to have it go through vertex in a sequence like this, so from that one to this one to this one, but that's not necessarily the order. In fact, if I was to take this whole thing and subdivide it, then it's gonna, let's see, let's just get the whole line W, subdivide. Oh, it's not subdividing my vertex. Let's try this, W, subdivide. Well, there it is there. So, alright, well, so it's subdividing it, but then these aren't going to be in the order in which I added it. So if I was to, well, in fact, let's go add a build modifier to this, and I'll kind of give you an idea. So this build modifier, back in object mode, allows you to see what takes place over the number of frames. So if I start back here at 0, we'll see where it gets added, and you can see the order in which the basic segments got built by doing subdivisions. But I don't always want that, so the way to get past that is you have to just build things piece at a time. So typically I would go in and I would add a plane to the scene, go into edit mode, go to vertex select the vertex here, and then separate it out by the selection. Leave here, get rid of that, but the vertex, where's my vertex? Oh no, did I not separate it? I better control Z that. I swear I separated it. Alright, let me do that again. Get the vertex. Here's the vertex. Separate by selection. There it is. Should be able to select it. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. I just couldn't see it. It's easier if I just move my origin to the geometry. There we go. So then with this one selected, then I go into edit mode, and then I can just do select with mouse click. So I can just hold down the control button and then left click. It's sometimes easier to get rid of this right here to do it. So now left click from here, and then I'm adding things as I go in the scene. Of course, you could use that in conjunction with this as well, though I typically don't. Haven't tried it really too much. Alright, so then now I have my new object, and then when you come in and add the build modifier to it, there you can see where it's going to animate. It's going to animate it in that order. Alright, so that's a really important concept, especially if you're going to do programming, because in programming you have to have access to specific points at any given time. I mean, maybe you're building an object and you know it's 8 times around, and then you get to that next vertex and you go 8 more times, you get the next one, etc. So, alright, well I hope that helps you in your projects, and I'll see you in the next lesson.